Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the Days of Our Lives spoiler summary, Steve Johnson was preoccupied with Abigail DiMera's lie and all the weird aspects of her story. Steve urged Kayla Johnson to perform an additional DNA test, but Kayla was unwilling to go outside the guidelines. In the end, Steve determined he would find a means to visit Clyde Weston at his maximum security jail in order to obtain some clarification. On Monday's episode of Days, Chad DiMera heard Abigail stating she was freaking out at the DiMera estate. Abigail pretended to be calling for takeout and to have forgotten the address in order to hide her conversation with Mark Green on the phone. Talk became skeptical of Steve, and Chad realized that many people could think Abigail's homecoming is too wonderful to be true. But Chad told Abby he was thankful since this was the miracle he had been waiting for. Abigail discovered that Chad and his wife had 3 marriages when he showed her an album of wedding pictures. Chad made Abby feel emotional by recounting vows from one of those weddings and talking about how they always managed to get back together. Abigail was on the verge of kissing Chad when Julie Williams called with Charlotte DiMera's news. Even though Chad had to leave quickly, Abby was obviously still overwhelmed. Clyde texted Abigail to inquire as to why she hadn't yet escorted Chad down the aisle, just when she had reached her breaking point. Abby was rattled when Clyde told her what would happen if she didn't finish it. As Sarah Kyriakis informed Maggie Kyriakis that her hypnosis session had failed, Fiona Cook revealed to Xander Kyriakis something startling. On Monday's episode of Days, Fiona confessed to sleeping with Brady Black, and that she had done so more than once, which terrified Xander at Basic Black. Brady claimed to be the only one who reverted back to alcohol, which alarmed Xander, who was concerned that Fiona had fallen off the wagon and ended up with him. Brady left in a huff after Xander ripped at him and dismissed him. Brady expressed gratitude to Fiona for protecting him from Xander's attack, and she was appreciative that he kept her own drinking problems a secret. Having said that, Fiona believed it would be best if they stayed apart going forward. When Xander finally ran into Sarah, she found out that he had pursued Brady up until Fiona had stopped him with her admission about their encounter in the bedroom. Alex Kyriakis apologized at Stephanie Johnson's house for missing Everett Lynch's memorial ceremony. Alex's guarantee that Stephanie will find love again helped her cope with the loss. On Monday's DOL episode, Alex lavished Stephanie with praise. They then gave one another a passionate kiss before breaking away. Given that Alex was still getting over Teresa Donovan and Stephanie was still getting over Everett, Alex didn't think this was a good idea. Before they watched TV together, Stephanie complimented Alex's development. "Don't miss what's coming up for Alex and Stephanie since our Days predicts that they still have a future together." According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Salem is still in for some romance shocks. According to a spoiler-filled review of Days of Our Lives, Fiona Cook mentioned to Victor Kyriakis' portrait that Brady Black was innocent when Brady appeared behind her. Fiona didn't, however, give Brady any cause for concern while he was there to offer an apology to Sarah Kyriakis. Fiona cautioned that Sarah might find it too upsetting, and he too asked Brady to leave the living room when Xander Kyriakis entered. Reluctantly, Xander gave in to Brady's insistence that all he needed was an opportunity to apologize to Sarah. Following their conversation about Victoria Kyriakis' recent birthday celebration, Maggie Kyriakis expressed her desire to undergo hypnosis in order to eliminate the hazy mental image. Wheeled back into the living area, Sarah appeared perturbed to see Brady. Brady said he wished he would face charges after apologizing to Sarah for leaving her after the hit-and-run while driving under the influence. Brady wasn't looking for pardon and wished he could switch positions with Sarah. Maggie expressed her appreciation for Brady's speech and her wish that he had approached her as his sponsor that evening, while Sarah remained silent. On Thursday's episode of Days, E.J. DiMera summoned Kristen DiMera to the Salem Police Department and threatened to put her in jail if she sold Brady's car, which contained incriminating evidence. As it happens, a police officer heard Brady informing John Black that Kristen had made the car vanish. EJ pretended as though bringing charges of obstruction and tampering would result in Kristen's 10-year prison sentence. Since that was hearsay, Kristen called EJ's bluff and declined to sign an immunity agreement that would have allowed her to use Brady's testimony against him. Following that, on Thursday's episode of Days, Kristen went to Titan and cautioned Brady not to put his trust in him because EJ was still out for blood. She consoled Eric Brady about Holly Jonas's predicament in Marlena Evans' office and asked him to give her some time. After Eric left, Sarah likewise got comfortable for her session and prepared herself for Marlena to hypnotize her. Holly eventually answered one of Nicole Walker's, Ariane Zucker, calls at school on Thursday's DOL episode, but she felt they had nothing to say to one another and hung up. Holly was so incensed by Brady's release from Tate Black, Leo Howard, that she skipped her last period and went to the police station. Holly volunteered to assist EJ in gathering evidence to prosecute Brady, while Eric looked for her elsewhere. Holly appears to be going in a dangerous direction, based on our day's predictions. We'll keep you informed about any developing negative news. According to spoilers for Days of Our Lives, Holly and EJ's partnership could not work out as planned, so pay attention. For the week of September 16, 2024, Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that a teaser clip has been made available. With just 3 seconds remaining, it depicts Gabby Hernandez de Mera, Sherry Jimenez, confronting a bomb. Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans, is instructed by Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, to take another DNA test on Abigail de Mera, Annalyn McCord. A knife is being held against Ava Vitale's, Tamara Braun, throat by Connie Viniski, Julie Dove. Furthermore, Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, recalls the voice of a woman. Discover what will happen in the Peacock soap opera next week by continuing to read. Spoilers for Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for the week of September 16's Connie Viniski's bold move DOL indicate that in the preview clip, Connie leaps into the air to tackle Melinda Trask, Tina Huang. Melinda is struggling to untangle herself as Connie falls on top of her. Connie appears to be holding a knife or other weapon as well. The promo footage then shows Ava and Connie being found in an apartment by Stefan de Mera, Brandon Barish. Stefan froze as Connie put a knife to Ava's throat. DOL spoilers, dangerous circumstance. Gabby finds herself in a potentially explosive scenario eventually. With just 3 seconds remaining on the detonator, Gabby is shown in the teaser footage crying and yelling. This is meant to be taken literally. One can see EJ de Mera, Dan Feuerriegel. Although EJ appears to be in front of bright headlights, a brief scene later gives the impression that a gunshot has occurred. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Steve Johnson's intuition. According to spoilers for the week of September 16th, Steve advises Kayla to get Abigail tested for DNA once more. Will Kayla ask Jonah Robinson's character Mark Green to handle the test once more? Or is Steve going to insist that Kayla do it alone? Fans can also anticipate pressure from Clyde Weston, James Redd, on Mark the following week. Later, Mark discovers with horror that his sister is having feelings for Billy Flynn's character, Chad de Mera. Rafe claims to have heard a woman's voice, telling Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu. With her gun drawn, Jada unlocks a door and exclaims, "Oh, my God." Finally, there's a shot of what looks to be Gabby's body hidden beneath some debris. Additionally, Robert Scott Wilson's character Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, kisses Kyriakis. Gabby and EJ make out in the shower in the meantime. When it comes to September 16th, 2024, which narrative are you most excited to see? For Gabby, EJ, Connie, Ava, and Stefan, what do you expect? For Chad, Mark, Abigail, Steve, Kayla, and the other Salem inhabitants, what does the future hold?